Hi folks, I promised you follow-up videos on some of the things I spoke about yesterday following the elections. And one of those topics that I feel like I want to deal with initially is the area of education. One of the follow-up emails I got was that people believe that the government's job was to educate the people. Well, I take that very seriously in light of this. This was a meeting that took place last year, and it developed out of nations coming together. And what it said was that the United States standing against all other nations had dropped dramatically. We have gone from being the number one educated nation in the two areas that I want to deal with, math, we've dropped to 15th. In the area of science, we've dropped to the 16th. So the idea that our educational system has gotten better by the more money that we've put into it, that's not a reality. I lived in a community where the average cost per student was nearly $16,000. That's for grammar school. That's for kindergarten through 12th grade. $16,000. It cost me less than that for my oldest daughter. My oldest daughter, who most recently graduated from college, it cost approximately that for her to be housed and actually be in college. So the fact that we're throwing more money at an educational system doesn't necessarily bring value to me, nor do I see the results. I have 4 grandchildren, 3 of them are in school, and I can pretty much tell you that despite $16,000 a year, we're not getting the value for our money. My grandchildren come home and tell me that they're doing things and they're kind of enjoying it, but the fact of the matter is I can teach one of my grandchildren more on a website developed for homeschoolers in 1 hour than he has learned in nearly a month of school. I want to share something. I want to share a quote. It says, "Education should reflect the truth about God and man, so that truth shall make us free. May we seek and promote the true meaning of life through education. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and wisdom is the goal of education. There can be no true wisdom that does not begin with a proper fear of the Lord." Now, I understand that not everybody that watches my videos is a believer, believes in Jesus Christ. I was told yesterday that the country has changed and that not everybody has Judeo-Christian values. I don't disagree with the observation. What I disagree with is the fact that our educational system is failing us, and we can argue about parties and things like that, but that's not my desire. My desire is not to argue about what party's doing this or what person's doing this. What I'm saying, as individuals, we need to begin to take the ball back into our own court. And so I've experienced 3 areas of school as a parent. I have had children that have been in Christian school. I have had children that have been in homeschool, and I have had my children in public school. And I can tell you beyond a shadow of a doubt, the public school has failed. And we can talk about the goodness of teachers, and I know many teachers. My mom was in fact an teacher for 30 plus years. I have family members that have been teachers and have been in teaching. But the reality of it is the system is not in a shape or a form that we can see things come to pass that we will regain our standing in the areas of math and science. Just to use those. I'm sure the other things we fail on just as well. Here we have this potential to develop things and do all the things that this country really was birthed for. And so my concern is the educational field in this video, and I want to stick to it for a moment. What I want to say is, as a parent, as a grandparent, as someone who watches people come and go, I can tell you who is the most educated. I can tell you who has the best understanding. It's not the public schooler. It's the homeschooler. The biggest contention, of course, has always been what we do with homeschoolers. How do we introduce them into the system and into the fabric of our nation? I do know, Having been a minister and being in business, I have watched many homeschool parents take their children out of public school and isolate them. I am not a believer in that. I want to be very, very clear. I believe that you need to take children out into the world, and you need to see them tested in the things that they do. So I'm not an isolationist by any stroke of the imagination. I believe that we as believers, as parents, as grandparents, however you want to perceive that, we have a responsibility to a generation to see them become all that they can be. I'm a destiny guy, so I believe in the destiny of children. I believe it's co-aligned with the destiny of what God has. And so I say all that to simply say that education apart from wisdom is not value. I'm not looking for children or even individuals who can parrot back to me good answers. I am really concerned that the average student that I see can do none of that other than give me simple answers, that they give up, that we've relegated our schools to pass fail, and we don't even want to do that. We want to give everybody a trophy for being number one. I disagree with that. That's socialism. I just drop that out there. Everybody is equal in the eyes of God, but not everybody works with the freedom that they've been given. So I want to encourage us that as we look and review the elections, that one of the things we saw was we allowed young people to go into a system of education, K through 12, and then we've put them in a college system for 4 to 6, 8 years, whatever that is, and we've allowed those people to educate our children, and then we wonder why they don't vote the way we think they ought to vote. There is no miracle formula that happens at 18. I would submit to you in all honesty that the average young person that I meet, it's 26 years old when they actually begin to make adult changes on many areas. And I'm okay with that. I think there's something probably physiology that's attached to that, or psychology, if you will, or by observation. Maybe God designed that. Maybe that's why in the Bible it's a 30-year-old man that enters into life. But all that said, if we want to see our country change, we need to focus on the area of education. So I'm encouraging you, if you're a parent or a grandparent, I hope to, in the next few months, begin to find tools and develop tools and add them to one of our websites and make them available. I plan on having more education come out of our newspaper that we have online. I really feel strongly that if we don't get this is the long-reaching one. I said yesterday to some friends that I have a 20 to 25 year plan. Well, 20 years from now, the babies of today will be the voters of tomorrow. And if we don't figure this out, we'll just have more of the same. And quite honestly, the fabric of our country cannot take more of the same. We cannot take this divisionary split, and part of it is predicated upon education. So I encourage you, whoever you are that's watching this, begin to look at the field of education. And if you're a believer, or you're a concerned parent, or you're someone who thinks that our country is headed the wrong way, I strongly believe this is an area that we can all participate in. So thanks for listening. More coming out in the next few days. Thank you, and God bless you.